Zacchaeus had everything he could want in his life, that money could purchase, but no friends and no wife. He had cheated the people while they paid their tax. He counted his gold out, and he had great stacks. He lived in a huge house in Jericho. His wealth was quite obvious, it was all on show. His riches meant he could buy all sorts of things. He had servants and horses, diamonds and rings. While collecting the taxes, he would steal and would cheat. Zacchaeus wasn't happy. Each night alone he would eat. He collected taxes for the Romans, and he charged double. If you refused to pay, he'd cause you great trouble. He would shout for a soldier with his sword and his spear. You'd pay up in no time, you'd tremble with fear. Zacchaeus got rich through his sin and his greed, but was miserable and lonely because of this deed. Jesus visited Jericho. Zacchaeus had heard what he'd done, his stories and miracles. Some called him God's son. He rushed out to see Jesus. The people pushed and were loud. Zacchaeus was so short, he couldn't see over the crowd. Zacchaeus thought he was clever, sneaky and sly. He ran on ahead of them and knew what he'd try. He climbed into a tree and sat on a big branch. Jesus would come that way. This was Zach's chance. Maybe he'd perform a miracle on the road just below. Zacchaeus would have the best view from the tree's bough. No one would see him. He'd have a great view. Now Jesus was coming. What would he do? He stopped right by Zacchaeus. This filled him with glee. What happened next made him nearly fall out of the tree. Jesus pointed at him and called Zacchaeus by name. Jesus knew all about him. Zacchaeus felt shame. Jesus spoke with Zacchaeus, and he changed his ways. He lived a life that was different for the rest of his days. He gave the money he cheated for away to the poor. He was totally changed. He'd be sinful no more. When we turn to God and are truly sorry for sin, He forgives us and cleanses and changes us within. He died to save us, and when we choose to believe, His love and forgiveness from Him we receive.